Have you ever heard of a player whose sheer toughness redefined the game of football? Meet Larry Zonka, a name synonymous with grit, power, and an unmatched legacy in the NFL. Zonka wasn't just another player on the field. He was a whirlwind of might and determination. From his early days wrestling cows on his family's Ohio farm to making headlines in the NFL with record-breaking plays, his journey is as intense as it is inspiring. But what drove this powerhouse to not only overcome personal and professional hurdles, but to carry the spirit of resilience into the annals of football history? Let's dive deep into the life of Larry Zonka, a legend who faced pain, pushed limits, and emerged an icon. Larry Zonka's journey began far from the glitz and glamour of professional football, rooted in the heart of Ohio on a humble farm. Growing up as a farm boy, he quickly learned the value of hard work and resilience. By the age of 5, Zonka was no stranger to the rough and tumble antics of farm life, wrestling 700-pound cows and deftly dodging angry cattle. These perilous adventures would lay the groundwork for the fierce determination and toughness that would characterize his NFL career. From an early age, the young Zonka radiated an innate ferocity, engendered by the challenges of life on the farm. Whether it was climbing haystacks or chasing after runaway livestock, he was gaining more than just physical strength. He was building a tenacious mindset. This gritty upbringing helped him develop a competitive spirit, one that would soon erupt when he took to the high school football fields. As he transitioned into sports, it became clear that Zonka wasn't just another player. He was more than that. He excelled not only in football, but also in wrestling and track, showcasing an impressive athleticism that caught the eyes of scouts everywhere. High school football was just the tip of the iceberg, and it was here that his tenacity and raw talent began to truly shine as he outperformed his peers. But was it enough to capture the attention of college scouts? That would soon be tested as Zonka embarked on a journey filled with trials and triumphs. Each challenge built on the last, shaping him into the celebrated athlete he was destined to become. As he honed his skills and amplified his passion for the game, little did he know that his hard-fought battles on the farm would prepare him for an even tougher battleground, the NFL. And thus, Zonka's journey towards greatness was just beginning. Larry Zonka wasn't just a standard NFL running back. He was a human battering ram, redefining what it meant to play the game. At a staggering 233 pounds, his frame was built for punishing defenses. Opposition players quickly learned that tackling Zonka was less about stopping the play and more about enduring a collision with a freight train. This fierce approach to the game wasn't just a result of sheer strength. It was a culmination of years spent cultivating mental toughness on his family's farm in Ohio. Throughout his career, Zonka became infamous for his uncompromising running style, bulldozing through defenses and daring defenders to step in his path. His unwavering resolve resonated across the field, igniting not just his teammates, but the entire stadium. Every time he touched the ball, you could feel the air shift as fans held their breath, anticipating the thunderous impact that was sure to follow. It was this willingness to go toe-to-toe with defenders week after week that earned him the respect of his peers and a reputation that would echo throughout football history. But Zonka's physicality was matched by his strategic mindset. He had a keen understanding of the game and used it to outsmart opponents. Instead of shying away from contact, he actively sought it out. It wasn't uncommon to see him lower his shoulder to deliver a punishing blow rather than to evade defenders. The audacity to absorb hits while dishing out his own set him apart. He had a relentless drive that kept him going even when the odds were stacked against him. As the seasons went by, Zonka established himself as a dual threat. Not only did he have the speed and agility to break away, but also the raw power to plow through anyone who dared to stand in his way. His unparalleled physicality made him a nightmare for opposing teams, solidifying his status as one of the toughest players of his era. This dominant presence on the field left fans and players alike in awe. And with every game, Zonka transformed the narrative of not just being a running back, but becoming an enduring symbol of strength and resilience in football. And while many thought they had seen it all when it came to Zonka's game, there were even more surprises waiting just around the corner that would change the way everyone viewed his legacy. Imagine waiting for your name to be called, knowing that your entire future hinges on this moment. That was the reality for Larry Zonka as he prepared for the 1968 NFL Draft. Having dazzled audiences with his explosive play at Syracuse University, expectations were high, yet doubts lingered. Despite his undeniable talent, Zonka had a rough go of it. During the draft, he faced stiff competition from other running backs who were generating more buzz. Ultimately, his name was announced as the Miami Dolphins' first-round choice, but that didn't come without a sense of uncertainty. Many questioned if he could translate his college success to the professional stage. As he joined the Dolphins, it became clear that the team was in disarray, struggling to find an identity. From the get-go, Zonka saw firsthand the harsh reality of life in the NFL. The team battled through injuries, internal conflict, and a brutal schedule that left even the most optimistic players questioning their future. But Zonka, fueled by an indomitable spirit, decided to rise above it all. From his very first practice, you could see he wasn't there just to fill a roster spot. He took every rep like it could be his last. Though he faced setbacks, including a devastating concussion in his rookie year, Zonka's tenacity refused to let him back down. Instead of shrinking from the pressure, he embraced the fight, showing everyone around him that he wasn't just another player. He was destined to make his mark. But the story doesn't end here. The challenges Zonka faced during his early years in the league set the stage for a fierce transformation that would eventually reshape not only his career, but also the entire course of the Dolphins franchise. Stay tuned, because things are about to heat up. However, Zonka's path was not simply paved with victories and accolades. In the unforgiving world of professional football, even the strongest can be brought to their knees. During his rookie season, he faced a harrowing moment that would challenge not only his career, but his very spirit. A brutal concussion left him hospitalized, a stark reminder of the game's dangers. Just as recovery seemed promising, fate dealt him another cruel blow. A second head injury that had commentators and fans alike speculating whether his playing days were numbered. As whispers of potential retirement swirled around him, Zonka found himself in a storm of uncertainty. It would have been easy to shy away from the game and step back into the shadows, but he chose the opposite. Instead of retreating, Zonka clung to his love for football and pushed through the fears that threatened to stifle his passion. He famously said, "The game makes you tougher, but it also makes you question how tough you really are," showcasing his unwavering resolve amidst adversity. With sheer determination, he battled back from these setbacks, proving to himself and the world that his will to play was stronger than the obstacles he faced. This period of intense struggle not only shaped Zonka into a more ferocious competitor, but also solidified his belief in resilience. His return to the field became a legendary chapter in his career, contributing to the mythos of Larry Zonka, the player who never backed down, no matter the odds. Would these struggles redefine his legacy? The answer would be revealed as his journey continued. The arrival of head coach Don Shula in 1970 marked a monumental shift for Larry Zonka and the Miami Dolphins. With his keen strategic mind, Shula recognized the untapped potential within his team. Unlike previous coaches, he insisted on rigorous practices that emphasized fitness and discipline. This new regime wasn't about just winning games. It was about transforming the Dolphins into a powerhouse. Zonka embraced the change, pushing himself harder than ever. The weight of expectations bore down on the team, but amidst the rising pressure, Zonka's intensity shone through. Under Shula's guidance, the Dolphins began to gel, forging an indomitable bond that would soon lead them to a legendary season. The transformative practices and Zonka's fierce determination prepared them for an unprecedented journey that would shock the entire league. With each grueling training session, they were becoming more than a team. They were evolving into a dynasty. As Larry Zonka raced into his prime, the 1972 NFL season was nothing short of legendary. The Miami Dolphins were determined to redefine the game, and Zonka was at the forefront of this historic quest. That year, he didn't just play, he dominated. Rushing for over 1,200 yards, he showcased his unique ability to plow through defenses with both ferocity and grace. But it wasn't just his rushing stats that set the stage for greatness. Zonka was a vital cog in a well-oiled offensive machine, contributing to an unbeaten season, the only one in NFL history. The team became synonymous with toughness, and Zonka's powerful runs epitomized that identity. His powerful runs not only moved the chains, but invigorated the entire roster, boosting morale with each punishing hit delivered on the field. Zonka had a standout performance in the pivotal game against the New York Jets, where he carved out 196 rushing yards, leaving defenders gasping in his wake. Every time he touched the ball, the crowd held its breath, knowing that magic could happen. The Dolphins ended the regular season with a perfect 14-0 record, culminating in that iconic Super Bowl VIII victory against the Minnesota Vikings, where Zonka rushed for 145 yards and a touchdown, a performance that etched his name in the Super Bowl records. This season was more than just about numbers. It solidified Zonka's legacy as one of the best to ever play the game. With each pounding yard, he not only cemented the Dolphins' success, but also redefined the standards for running backs in the league. But there's more to the story, as Zonka's phenomenal talent and enduring will would continue to propel both him and the Dolphins into the annals of football history. What came after this unforgettable season would further add layers to his legacy, surprising fans and critics alike. Larry Zonka's legacy extends far beyond the statistics and accolades he accumulated throughout his career. As he stepped away from the game, having racked up over 8,000 rushing yards and 2 Super Bowl titles, Zonka left behind a standard of toughness that redefined what it meant to be a running back in the NFL. His induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1987 solidified his status not just as a player, but as an icon. Zonka's impact was felt through his astounding ability to play through pain, showcasing a level of endurance that earned him both respect and admiration from fans and fellow athletes alike. He became synonymous with grit, representing a generation of players who approached the game not merely as a job, but as a calling. His no-nonsense style and ferocious running contributed to a Dolphins dynasty that reshaped the landscape of professional football. After his football career, Zonka remained involved with sports, transitioning into broadcasting and even taking part in various ventures, including a barbecue sauce line. Yet, it is his legacy on the field that continues to resonate. Every time a running back breaks through a tackle or refuses to go down easily, Zonka's spirit lingers in the air, reminding players of the relentless pursuit of excellence. Zonka's philosophy on the game is simple yet powerful. It's about how much you're willing to give and how many times you can get back up when knocked down. That spirit has inspired countless young athletes to emulate his efforts, proving that true greatness comes not just from talent, but from unwavering determination and heart. As fans reminisce about Zonka's legendary career, it's easy to see why they still speak of him with reverence. He is more than a player. He's a testament to the unyielding will to succeed against all odds. Zonka embodies the essence of American football and remains a celebrated fixture in sports history, forever remembered as one of the grittiest legends the NFL has ever known.